Hi, everybody. My name is Darlene Dotson, and this is your Destiny of Truth for the full moon in Virgo on February 27th of 2021. It does take place at 9 degrees Virgo. Now, we have some aspects I want to talk about. Okay, because we've got some conflicting energies going on. And what I mean by that, okay, we have Jupiter trine the North Node in Gemini. Of course, Jupiter's in Aquarius. We've got Pluto trine Mars. Then we've got the moon, okay, which is a semi sextile, okay, to Saturn. I think, wait a minute. No, it's not a semi-sextile. The sun is in a semi-sextile to Saturn. And that's where the conflicting energies come in. Because, the semi-sextile between the sun and Saturn, it basically, it says that you're resourceful and you need to let go of what makes you comfortable. Okay. And the reason being, we have got the moon and Saturn in an aspect that, let's see, what is it? Yeah, it's basically the sun and Saturn. And it's just saying that, that semi sextile, that you're resourceful. Well, we need to see how resourceful we are. And, our responsibilities in life are keeping us from the things that we love. And so now that's how we have to get resourceful, because we've got a Mercury conjunct Jupiter. And that's going to let you express yourself openly and with confidence to others. But we also have Jupiter trining the moon, okay? And then we have got, I think, nope, sorry, it's not Jupiter. We've got Uranus trine the moon, which is letting us know that changes are happening. It's time to make those necessary changes, to be able to do more of the things that we want to do, the things that we desire in our life. And the Uranus is sextiling the sun. Now, a sextile, you have to use that energy in order to make it happen. It's not just going to happen. And that trine between Uranus and the moon, okay, well, we can get lazy because it can happen so naturally that we just let the energy pass us by and do nothing with that energy. So, you're going to actively have to participate in making the changes that you want. And then with Uranus sextiling the sun, you're going to have to put yourself out there and express yourself more fully in being authentic. You don't get to say what other people want to hear you say. You're going to have to express yourself in a way that is true to you. No more, just saying things because that's what others want to hear. You got to be true to you. Then we have Pluto trining in the first, trining Mars, okay? And you want to succeed, and that's fine. And, you're willing to transform, but you're going to have to make it happen. Nobody is going to make it happen. You're going to have to, put actions in to what you want to transform and create in your life. The actions have got to go there. And you can't take on that pity party. You've got to do what you need to do. Now, we have also got the Sun conjunct Venus that's going to be happening at this full moon. And that's going to be in Pisces. So it's an emotional conjunction. And anytime you've got the Sun and Venus together, you like pleasure. You want to be comfortable. But again, remember, we have these conflicting energies that says in order to be comfortable, we're going to have to let go of some of those comforts and be more authentic to ourselves and what we put out there. It's time to be truthful with ourselves. And in being truthful with ourselves, we also have to be truthful with others. Now, we also have the Jupiter trine, the North Node in the 6th. And you're going to find yourself with this because the North Node naturally is where you're going. And Jupiter, expands what it touches. And, for a lot of people, to be more comfortable, they're going to have to expand their finances. And with this, trining the North Node, you are going to find yourself at the right place at the right time. Things are just going to happen naturally, but you're going to have to use this energy. You cannot let it pass you by. Now, you're going to have to think, okay, because it is a Virgo full moon. And with this full moon, it's not I don't like to think of full moons as endings. I like to think them as a new beginning to where we are consciously aware of things in our past that no longer work. So the thing we're letting go of at a full moon is our past, to become more consciously aware and become more aligned with who we are. That's what a full moon represents to me. Now, just know that with all of this, you're going to have to be resourceful. You're going to have to think. And, you've got the drive. You want to succeed. But are you going to put actions in to what you want to do in succeeding? So we'll go from there and just see what happens. So, just know that if you think and you express yourself authentically and confidently and make the changes that you need to make, that you are going to go in a way that you want to go. Now, with this full moon, I decided to use the karma cards. Okay. And the karma cards, you use 3 piles. They are aligned in planets, signs, and houses. Now we're going to shuffle each one to see what the message of this full moon is. Okay, the first card we drew was Saturn. We have to look at the structures around us, okay? We have to look, and be realistic about our plans. We have to have maturity. We have to be cautious. And we have to look at the limits that are upon us and that have been opposed by us by the structures around us. And the second card I drew was Cancer. And you're going to have to look at your feelings about these structures and how your structures have, you know, formed your past. You know, how the perimeters of those structures have made the identity of what you have lived from in the past. And, with it being Cancer, you're going to have to use your intuition about moving forwards and, look at the history of the past and how the structures are affecting you. And then we have the fifth house. Well, in astrology, the fifth house rules our creative self, our children, our romance. Okay, so this is how we're looking at the structures around us and our feelings. We're going to have to look at how they're affecting our creative endeavors, our dating life, our children. How is your art forming? Are you putting yourself out there? Because Leo rules the fifth house. Are you putting yourself out there, or are you holding yourself back? Because again, remember, we have that Mercury conjunct Jupiter, which says we have to show our authentic self. We have to voice ourselves. We have to put ourselves out there. And with it being in the fifth house again, we have to put our creations out there, or our dating, put ourselves out there for a dating life, or with our children from the power of love. Everything has to be done from love. If you do it from a place of fear or a place of, what am I going to do? Okay, it's not going to work. Everything that we do from here on out has to be done from an attitude of love. If we're not putting ourselves out there from an attitude of love, there's going to be a lot of obstacles that happen. So that is my full moon forecast for this Virgo new moon. So all I can tell you is be authentic with this full moon. Think before you act. Look at the limits being opposed upon you. And do it from a place of love. Do things that you want to succeed at, but you're going to have to put the effort in, okay? Yes, the energy is there to make it happen, but if you get lazy about it, because this is something that you do so naturally that it just doesn't take much effort, but in order to make it work at this full moon, you're going to have to put the effort in order to move forward. Mercury is no longer retrograde, and we have that Pluto trine Mars, and that is a powerful aspect. And you can succeed, okay? But you've got to be willing to transform yourself and get rid of what is no longer working in your life and deal with the things that need to be dealt with in order for you to move in to a more pleasurable life. Well, everyone, that is my Virgo full moon. So I hope that you have a blessed full moon, and it shows you how to be more consciously aware of the behavior that you're putting out into the world. And I love you, and I'll see you at the beginning of March with the March forecast. See you then. Bye.